Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've made a lot of videos recently talking about stocks and crypto. The reason is because those videos do fairly well. And in a lot of the videos I make the point that, look, stocks and crypto will not get you rich. There is a possibility, but if it's your only hope at getting rich, it likely is going to be a business model where you fail, because your probability of making it is essentially mainly based on luck. And a lot of people don't seem to like this. Many people understand that this is essentially a fact, right? And even if crypto and stocks can make you rich, the real game to trying to become and accumulate wealth and become wealthy is to actually build a business or some sort of tangible income. Because let me tell you something, guys. If crypto disappeared right now, a lot of the people advocating for it would never have a chance of becoming financially successful ever again, right? So they're banking all of their potential really on crypto. I personally have two issues with this argument. Number one is the people who say it usually don't have enough money for it to make that big of a difference. For example, if you really do believe that Bitcoin's going to 10 million, you should be trying to get as much of it as possible, surely, right? Doesn't that make the most sense? So we see a lot of people who simply do not practice what they preach. If you really believe this to be the case, you should probably be trying to do it as much as possible. Then we've got the other point of the fact that people essentially gamble everything on it and don't really account for the risk. I think what we see with crypto bros, as we're going to refer to them in this video, is a deception, or a delusion I should say, so far detached from reality is worrying. And I think it really speaks to the times that we're living in right now. That might have been a bit of a long intro for a video, but I think it was absolutely necessary. Let's get on to the main topic now, as we're going to be talking about the real issue with these crypto bros, right? So, I am a advocate for crypto. I'm absolutely an advocate for any kind of investing, and I'm absolutely an advocate for any kind of trying to better yourself financially, mentally, spiritually, any of this sort of stuff I am on side with. However, when I make videos critiquing crypto, it's not to say it won't work, it's not to say it can't work. It's to say that it is a gamble. And again, your best aim, and this is true for anybody, right? I run a business. A lot of you guys might have a job. It makes as much sense for anybody trying to get rich to have as many income streams as possible. Maybe a couple of businesses, maybe a couple of jobs, maybe a couple of investments. But crypto bros and crypto people don't really want to hear this. It's actually quite funny and interesting. Every time I make a video on crypto or stocks or anything, mainly crypto though, there's a specific sort of people who love to comment underneath, well, good luck staying poor then, or something ridiculous like this. I'm not saying that your crypto will not rocket, but what I am saying is you're taking a gamble here. It's kind of funny because people obviously believe what they want to believe, and people in the day and age of the internet can go about solely believing that. If you want to believe, let's say, I don't know, some random coins going up 100 million%, in the day and age of the internet, you can cloud your vision with that much stuff, you actually end up believing it to be the case, whether it happens or not. Where this becomes worrying is on two fronts. Number one, it speaks very much to the times that we're living in right now. And people may or may not like this point, but it is basically the truth. And number two, it speaks to a level of risk management which is so lax and improper. Even if you do make it, you're not going to learn the lessons that you need to learn. Let's touch on each of these points individually. And first we're going to talk on what this speaks to and what this essentially alludes to in our society and our economy more broadly. Building a business and having a job even takes time, determination and skill. Let's be honest, even if you work the most basic job in McDonald's, let's say, having the effort, energy, time, commitment to get up and go to that job every day for a year, 2 years, however long. You know, most people do a job for 40 years or more. That does take dedication to a degree. Whether you think it's a good thing to do, a bad thing to do, it's up to you, but it does take a degree of dedication. If you want to build a business, you're going to have to learn to do taxes, risk management. There's so much stuff you're going to have to do. You're going to have to learn how to acquire customers. I could go on with a major list for quite some time. The amount of skills which you are going to need to build a successful business is essentially never ending. It's almost like we live in an economy right now where people understand, and this is true, work doesn't pay very well. I've made this point in my videos about the UK recently, where I said, look, you work a 9 to 5 and it's a fairly basic to middle one, you're probably still not going to have a chance of buying your own house. So people understand that the economy in that way is kind of finished, or done for now at least. It's very difficult. So people essentially have given up on a job as being their potential to get rich. Some people do still think it, but I guess amongst the Gen Z and millennial people that I speak to, it's perhaps lower than ever. When I speak to my grandparents, they genuinely are of the belief that if you work hard enough, you can have a very, very well-off life. And to a degree that is still true, but not to the degree it may have been in their time. So a lot of young people have given up on the idea of financial freedom, freedom through retirement and all that sort of stuff. At the same time, a lot of people don't have these skills or, let's be honest, willpower to build a business. You can build a business with limited capital and give up a lot of your time, or you can build a business with a lot of capital and arguably have limited time. Right? This is the reality. There are ways to do one or the other, or maybe even both, right? You don't spend much time, you don't spend much effort, but you need to do something kind of extraordinary to build a business. Something. And you need to have tangible skills. Like I said about the job in McDonald's, you need to have tangible skills to have a job, be it 9 to 5, shift work, pattern work, nights, whatever you want to say, office, blue collar, white collar. Having a job requires some degree of skill, okay? Even if people like to put down 9 to 5s all the time. This idea of crypto is the only way. And yes, it does get the nerd voice because it is that degree of stupidity, really. It's a really worrying sign of where we are in today's economy. Because people, or enough people, are of the belief, I mean, the things that people comment on under my videos where I talk about crypto, they have no understanding of any of it really, right? So crypto is therefore their only way of getting out. And this is what I'm saying, right? Me personally, if you ask me what my opinions on crypto and stocks is, I am not against crypto and stocks. I invest in crypto and stocks. I don't want or need to go into the topics of which specific coins or companies. It's a long, long topic and it's my personal decision, so I don't necessarily need other people's validation. But what I will say is this. I believe in crypto, I believe in stocks. But you know what else I believe in? I believe in maximum likelihood for success potential. So if you are in crypto, there is a degree of potential that you make success. If you're in crypto and have a job and have a business and have another business on the side and have a passive skill and a this and a that, your chances of success are much higher. And it seems to be kind of the lazy way out. I'm not saying that crypto won't get you rich, but even if it does, right? Even if it does have that potential, a lot of you guys wouldn't have enough money to make it happen. Let's say Bitcoin goes to 1 million, 10 million even. A lot of guys who advocate for it wouldn't even be millionaires because they don't have enough money. So if you want to become truly rich off crypto, the answer is not crypto alone. The answer is have a good paying job, have a business, either or, ideally both. Take all of the money that you can and pour those funds into those cryptos or stocks. If that's what you want to do, obviously not financial advice, that makes a lot more sense than this idea of cryptos going to... Even if it happens, guys, you're not going to learn the lessons. And I guess that brings me on to my next point about learning the lessons. A lot of people do not understand how important this is. And I don't know why it is. You know, I think it's because despite what they want us to believe, a lot of the people who comment on these videos about crypto or stocks, they've never actually had any serious money. And, you know, what serious is to you might vary. Some people might say 10 grand is a lot. Some people might say 100 isn't a lot at all. But a lot of these people, you can tell they've had no serious money, or not from any meaningful means. Because let me tell you something, guys. I would not, and I'm not saying I'm rich because I'm not rich at all. I would not redo everything that I've done in a different way, right? There's lessons that I learn, and if I had the knowledge that I know now, I wouldn't make certain mistakes. But all of the businesses that I've started, all of the jobs that I've done, this and that, I would do it all again. Because that's actually more valuable than the sheer pound or dollar amount. A lot of you guys don't understand the necessary important skills, because having £1 million or dollars is not necessarily a differentiating feature in today's day and age. You know, it's the stories, the skills. I can tell you guys stories, as I have done before, about times that I've made tens of thousands in the stock market or other investments and lost it and made it back. I can tell you about businesses that I've made and lost. You guys have been watching the process over the last, 2 years now? This is the reality. So I have no issues with anybody investing in crypto stocks, I think it's a good idea. But when I hear about people saying, you don't know anything about me, you guys don't understand. And this is what I'm saying, right? I really do feel like crypto bros and all of these other, financial trends which are likely, if not certain, to ruin a lot of people who jump on them. I think it just indicates the situation that we're in right now, right? People have no hope of making it through a job, or they don't think they do, at least, right? Because perception is everything. People perceive their chances of making it through a job as very slim. People perceive their chances of building a business as either too much effort or unlikely. And I feel like that's why people like this crypto idea, because if they can just put 10 grand that they've saved up over a job, and that is obviously a noble thing to do, but they put their 10 grand into crypto and it magically becomes $1 million, you're not going to learn the lessons, guys. Build a business, and then if you really believe in crypto, you'll have more money to invest in crypto anyway. There is literally no counter argument I can think of. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just a poor loser, as a lot of the nerds say, right? Maybe I'm just some poor loser with a matrix mindset. But my simple mind is this, right? If crypto disappeared tomorrow, or went to zero tomorrow, a lot of you guys would be screwed, right? I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm just judging by what you guys have said in the comments. If crypto went to zero tomorrow and I lost all my investment, I'm not going to say I'd be happy about it. I wouldn't be happy about it at all. But I could start again, because I've got other income streams, I've got businesses, and this has happened to me before, right? I don't think a lot of people understand. I talk from experiences. I have been someone who's made tens of thousands in the stock market. Yes, it's not crypto, but it's similar enough, and lost it. That would have either not mattered, or my risk tolerance would have been better if I'd have had a side or extra or full-time income at the time. At the time, I didn't. Lesson learnt, right? But there is something here, guys, because, you invest in crypto, that's good. You invest in stocks, that's good. But this idea, it's definitely going to make you rich. It's definitely the way forwards. Just have a think about it, because nothing to do with crypto or stocks is certain. And by the way, whenever another CEO that's not you, or another developer, or markets more broadly, are solely the determining factor for how rich you get, you're in a tough market, right? You don't really have much control over that market either. There are certain things in my business, let's say, that I run, that I can do to increase the likelihood of making more profits, to increase the likelihood of making more revenue. That is often not the case for crypto, because you don't own the projects, you don't make money directly from it. I hope that all makes sense, guys. Crypto is good, stocks is good, but you got to use it in the right ways. A lot of people don't understand this, and they walk themselves into a nightmare that they simply don't need to be in. Stocks and crypto bros are perhaps an indication of the worrying times that we're in. People see it as being their only escape. It's basically like those lottery addicts. The chances of making it, it's not certain. They think it is, it's not. And I don't care what happens with crypto. If crypto goes up 10 times, great, I get rich. If crypto goes down 10 times, okay, I'm still making money. So that's all I'm saying. I think most level-headed people will be able to understand this. Just like most investors do. Have a job or a side income or both, and make money off of that, and have a crypto or stocks portfolio. Because a lot of these people, come the next crash, or if crypto ever did go to zero, they're going to be finished and they're going to be back to square one. They're the people who's going to be poor forever. They don't understand it, but hey, I just wanted to speak about it briefly in this video. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.